Now, we will be working on oral today, something that's a bit more lighthearted. We're going to have a lot of conversations, a lot of discussions, and particularly we'll be focusing on fluency and accuracy in enunciating during conversations. Now, you might be thinking, why do I need to be fluent and accurate since reading aloud has been removed, right? I think I've shared with you the last lesson when we did oral. Reading aloud component has been removed because at secondary school level, I think they do not see the relevance anymore, right? So in this case, they will be looking at, they will be looking at the it's not just about reading aloud, but it's mainly about how you craft out your responses. Okay, there will be two components, right? I think I shared with you. One of it is that you will be given a prompt, like a video, and based on the video, you're supposed to be talking about, you know, based on your video, you're supposed to be planning out a response in response to one of the prompts or the questions which have been given to you. So that will be 15 marks. Then the other 15 marks goes to your conversation with your examiner. Okay, so why is going back to the learning objective of today? Why is it that fluency and accuracy is so important? Okay, it's because even when you're having conversations, you should be speaking quite fluently. It may be quite noisy when I'm on my mic. Oh, that's fine. LeBron, right? You're not at home, but you're at McDonald's. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, but just in case, anyway, it's one of the house rules. You just have to switch off your microphone when you're not talking. Otherwise, it's going to be very disruptive when there's a lot of background sounds. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, in terms of oral communication, when we talk about fluency, it's basically knowing when to pause. Okay, so you want to avoid reading word by word, because when you read word by word, it gets very monotonous, right? You will want to instead go for groups of words. So one very good example with the sentences below. So Polly put the kettle on, right? So you notice that I actually paused at the slash part. Okay. But if I were to read word for word, it will sound like that, yeah? Polly put the kettle on. So it becomes very monotonous. So you need to know when to pause. Okay. The second example, I love the sounds of the sea. So we are grouping I love, then the sounds, then of the sea. Okay, so the slashes indicates where you should have a pause. Yeah, okay. Now, next page, okay, pace. The pace refers to how fast or how slow we read a sentence, okay? So it depends on the content of the sentence as well, because sometimes certain things imply that it's fast. You might just want to just hasten your pace a little bit to make it faster. Okay, so the wind blew quickly, bringing the entire row of houses down like a pack of cards. You might want to go even faster. The wind blew quickly, bringing the entire row of houses down like a pack of cards. Okay, so it actually, the way you read it actually also evokes a certain type of emotions. And the listener, okay, and most of the time in this scenario is your oral examiner, is going to feel the tension there as well. Okay, depending on the speed you're reading your sentences, yeah? Okay, the next one, the morning hour traffic. Or this one you might want to read a bit slower because it's suggesting like morning traffic and all, which is really, which can be really slow at times. So you might want to just pace yourself and read it a bit slower. The morning hour traffic was slow, and the cars crawled like snails on a rail. Okay, so then you really create the kind of, you set the mood of like, it's really slow and everything is just moving so slowly. Yeah. So the question to ask is, does reading at the appropriate pace help to convey the meaning of each sentence? Does it? Yes. So in this case, you read at an appropriate pace, it does really help to convey the meaning of each sentence. Okay? Yeah. What do you think? Anybody has an opposing viewpoint? You think that it doesn't help to convey the message? Wait, someone type in the chat now. Let me have a look. Okay. I think it was LeBron's message just now. Okay. Now, the next one, rhythm. Use appropriate rhythm when reading. Give more emphasis to nouns, verbs, adverbs, and adjectives. So what they're trying to say is that you need appropriate rhythm. Okay. Rhythm means loud and soft. Okay. Pace means fast or slow. Right. And then in terms of fluency is pauses. Okay. So in terms of rhythm, you might just want to vary in terms of the volume. So you create rhythm, right? Just like the word suggests, rhythm. So it goes up and down. Yeah. So for this one, you might just want to emphasize on those slashes and make it a bit louder. Polly puts the kettle on. Okay. So Polly puts the kettle on. So you notice that usually those are the first syllable which we'll emphasize a little bit more. I think the last oral lesson we talked about stresses. Okay, where should you be stressing the word? Yeah. Okay, now next one. I love the sounds of the sea. Okay, so you notice that there's the places whereby there are slashes, right? I just, emphasize it a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, now let's have a look at this video. Okay, it can be one of your prompts for your oral exam, yeah? Okay. Now this question, I'd like to put you into breakout rooms and have a discussion, okay, before we get you back to the main room to share with the rest of the class on how you've actually answered this question. Remember, you do need to elaborate and explain. So I'll suggest within the group you can share, and then maybe you might just want to choose one of the best ones and type it out. So when you're back in the main room, you can just copy and paste in the chat for me to have a look at it before we share with the rest of the class. Okay, so the question is, do you aspire to go to university? Why or why not? Yeah. Okay, there are 5 of you, so I'm just going to put you into 2 and 3 since there's an odd number. Okay. All right. So you may go into your breakout rooms now and discuss on this question. Yeah. Do you aspire to go to university? Lee, you might want to move to your breakout room. Hey, let's wait for Junlei and LeBron to be back. Okay, everyone is back. Right. We'll start with Lee Ray's group first. Lee Ray, Aldia, and Junlei. Okay. You can actually just copy and paste into the chat and we'll just take a look at it. Okay. Or if anyone wants to speak up, it's fine as well. Anyway, it's on oral, so it's good to practice your oracy skills. Anyone from Chinlei's group? Chinlei, Aldia, and Lee Ray? Do you aspire to go to the university? Why or why not? Aldia? Okay, I aspire to go to the university as it will be easier to get a job if I have a degree. Okay, I think this one probably falls under, okay, yes, right, I aspire, da da da. And then, of course, your explanation is that it would be easier to get a job if I have a degree. Okay, elaborate on that, please. Any elaboration? Why do you think it's easier? Maybe I just want to talk about like in general certain trends, right? I think when employers were to find people to join the company, they will tend to place more emphasis on paper qualifications. Isn't it? Okay. Now next one, Galvin and LeBron. Wow. Okay, let me see. That's very long. Okay, I think I might just want to copy and paste because it's too long. I will not write it out. And then we can go through that later. What is paper qualifications? Paper qualifications means like your O levels, diploma, degree. And nowadays, I think it's still quite the norm that generally employers will still be looking more for, okay. Okay, so this one is Kelvin's group. I aspire to go to university. When people go into universities, I always look up upon them. I believe that when people get into universities, they will be exposed to another level of education and life skills, such as finance, medicine, and engineering. And thus, I will be able to improve myself and help others. Okay, that's very intrinsic, very good. Firstly, getting into good university means that I will be able to grasp a better job in the future, to earn more money for their family, and I will be able to make their family's life better by bringing them to trips or other types of entertainment. Secondly, in a university, I will be able to have different kinds of life opportunities, such as going to other countries, and I certainly know I will learn more of the different types of culture. Thirdly, after graduating from university, I will be capable to teach my children the subjects I've learned in their university. Lastly, universities help me to communicate effectively in the societies as I will be exposed to many types of people in university. Very good. I think it's very comprehensive. And if you're able to talk about it, during your oral, there are grammar mistakes, is it? Oh, this can help us to communicate in a fluent manner in the future. Therefore, I aspire to go into the university. Yes, very good. Okay, so the ending part, linking back to the question, I think. Yeah, well done, LeBron and Kelvin. Okay, now we will be looking at one of the model answers. Model response, I would say. We can use it as reference. Okay, do you aspire to go to university?